Well, howdy. Okay, so I'm going to do a sample reading. I have got the World of Vision. I did the last one with Insomnia. I'm going to do this one with the World of Vision. It's going to be the same thing, past, present, future. Give you some ideas on how to read different cards, right? They all have like slightly different meanings. I should actually do a back-to-back reading with two different decks because it's interesting how different they can be perceived. So here it's the three cards in the past. I've got 7 of coins, 10 of wands, and 3 of wands. So when I see these cards together, the 7 of coins is about, or 7 of pentacles, however you see it. In this deck it's coins, so I'll be referring to it that way. I feel like it's about a situation where the querent really spent a lot of time cultivating something, really focusing on, is this going to work? Is this going to be worth it? Am I going to get the crop that I am desiring? Am I going to do it? And then the 10 of wands rears its ugly head, and it was a lot of work, but you did it. The 10 of wands is a tough card because it is about burden, but it is a completion, which says that you've done it. It was a lot of hard work, and it took a lot of energy, but it did work. And so whatever this idea was, whatever this situation with the 7 of pentacles was, it happened. It was a lot of work, but you did it. And then the 3 of wands follows that. And then the 3 of wands reminds me that, well, and now it's time to reap the rewards. It's kind of like a backwards thing, but we skipped the ace and the 2 right to, okay, it was hard work. Now we're going to get what we have come. And with that, then comes the star. And I feel like the star is saying, hey, I'm in a happy place. Like, things are just going really well for me. And whatever this situation, so if you knew what the situation was, would it depend on whatever the querent was asking about. This was a really good solid thing. I mean, the 10 of wands too, when I'm doing a reading, I'm reminded that someone worked really hard for this. It didn't come easy. It was a hard journey to get to that star. The 3 of wands is a great card. It's saying that things are coming in. We're getting what we have worked for. And then the star is saying, you've got all of the things. The star leads the way. The star is, to me, the best the card in the deck. To me, the star is, it comes after the tower, after a hard time. It's that aha moment of, I can do this, I've got this. And I love this reading because I picked these cards randomly. Okay, I did not choose. I don't do that. It comes the 8 of coins. What better message? You've worked hard, you're going in the right direction, and you are working on creating something wonderful, whether it's learning a new skill or refining what you already know, but really working hard on that. And that tells me that they're still in that good go for it mode. And then it's kind of strange, then this new energy comes along, and it's the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords, to me, it could be somebody coming in and coming in really quickly and kind of changing things up, but I don't feel that way. It's followed by the 6 of Swords in the future. So I feel like and this to me is slightly future. I think if I'm looking, I always look at the center of the reading, and I'm seeing that this is where the querent is right now. They're refining their skills. They're at a point in their, whatever it is this situation is about, they're refining it. And yeah, and then the Knight of Swords is about the energy. So once they're refining their skills, I feel like there's a lot of energy involved, and all of a sudden I feel like it's almost a little bit chaotic. Like something happens that makes the querent have to move forward or move on or move out. That knight is going away from everything else, and but what's cool, I really like this reading. I hope I would get a reading like this. So the Knight of Swords is, kind of moving forward the Knight. And I feel like that Knight is a change of direction. Or, yeah, it is, because we've got the 6, and the 6 means now I'm moving on to something else. So the Knight kind of stirs up. So I would say there's something, if I were to do this reading, I would tell the querent there was something going on that's going to change the direction of this 8 of coins. So whatever they're working on now, it's not a bad thing. I don't think it could be a temporary upheaval, but it's not like a tower. It's not a 10 of swords. It's energy that's going to take them away from this work. Is it moving on and up with it? I don't think so, only because I'm looking at the 6 of swords next. And the 6 of swords is about moving into calmer waters, like into something a little more easy, settled. So I feel like this Knight has this temporary chaos, and the querent was in a really good spot with this 8 of coins, and really good, and then all of a sudden this little thing happens, this energy of change, of we got to go somewhere else, we got to do something else, we don't have a choice. It's almost like that feeling. Not like a tower, like level. I think it's in their hands. And then when I see the 6 of swords, I feel like this is what I'm going to tell the querent, that they're going to be in a position at that point where it feels a little rough and heavy, but they're moving out of that as well. So there's this temporary upheaval. There's this really good thing, this 7 of Pentacles to the 10 of Wands, 3 of Wands. That's a really good energy moving forward into the Star, and then the 8 of Pentacles or coins, and then something happens with that Knight. It's like a change of direction, almost. That's what I feel like. We have to remember that Knight has chaotic speed. Not quite as victorious as like the Chariot would be, but it's an immature speed. Like something comes in and it's like, it doesn't really think about it and just moves forward. And so then we have that 6 of swords taking us out of that, those rocky waters, and moving us into something new. And followed by that is the Queen of Swords. Now remember, it doesn't necessarily have to be gender, but then we have to decide, is the Queen a person? I don't think so, because we got Knight of Swords, 6 of Swords, Queen of Swords. It's a feeling. It's in your head. It's intellect. I feel like the 6 of Swords takes this person into a mode of focus and clarity, because it's followed by the Fool. So there's this hard work gets kind of ransacked or changed up with that Knight of Swords, but then it moves forward into more clear waters, which gives the querent clarity. And the Queen really is about really sizing it up, being decisive, being exact, being intellectual about it, being precise. And you could see the look on her face, like it is so like, I am going to figure this out and I'm going to get there. And then, we're following it up with the Fool. What a better card to follow up with. It's saying that, this whole process, you're going to have this little moment in the near future, maybe next couple weeks, of really feeling like things are shifting up, like really changing. It's not going to be a small, it's not going to be a huge thing like a tower, but at the same time, it's not going to be a small thing either. It's going to change the direction of this 8 of Cups. So all of this direction in the beginning is what I feel like gets kind of changed up with this Knight. So there's this really smooth sailing going on. I mean, even though we have the 10 of Wands, I feel like that's still a positive card, and it's in the past. So it says that the querent worked hard and made it. And then we have, that 3 and that Star and that 8, which is really good follow-up cards, and then kind of disrupted by this Knight. This Knight could be somebody. So is it a disruptive energy? Someone comes in and disrupts the way things are going, the way things are flowing. It would be like, let's say, you're used to, you know, someone had to come live with you or you had to help someone out. There's this energy of it's a quick energy, but it stifles the work that the querent's doing. It changes that direction. Could be even like changing jobs. Like they're on this road of learning and things like that, and then all of a sudden there's this shift. And now I gotta go do it this way. Oh, you know, and it's, again, it's not a tower, but it's definitely a shift. The 6 though tells me that it's a quick shift because we got the Knight to the 6 right away, bam. We've got this little upheaval, now we're gonna move on and figure this out. The Queen has figured it out, gotten the clarity and says, nope, this is the direction we're gonna go in. And then we have the Fool, which brings us a new look. Now, this Fool tells me too that in the near future, or in the future, that this idea is going to be a little bit like a leap of faith. Well, but, okay, so it is a leap of faith, but with that Queen behind it, I feel like it's a decisive leap of faith, if that makes any sense. Like that Queen is so decisive and so, you know, accurate and you know, she's about the details and about the nitty gritty and the black and white and all of those things. She doesn't do things for the heart. She doesn't do things out of a whim or motivation. She doesn't do anything to, you know, make her family safe or whatever. She's all about the process, the black and white. This is the way it is. And she has got clarity, and she goes to this Fool. So even though this Fool is a leap of faith, I feel like it's been figured out with that Queen has really done the work. So, yeah, this is kind of a cool little reading. I wouldn't mind this one for myself. So, I hope that kind of makes sense the way it reads a little bit. And I'm not sure if I'm doing enough explanation. You can please let me know, but I felt like my other video might have been a little long. So really we're looking at, if you look at the whole picture, now these cards are a little darker too, so there isn't this really, it does start with the Wands at the top, and enters with the Swords at the bottom. And I do feel like the Star and the Knight have the same color scheme almost. And if you look, like you're going from, what is cool if you go on the diagonal, so in the past we had the 7 of Pentacles, and then in the middle we've got the 8 of Pentacles to the Fool. This is a progression, 7 to 8. We don't have the 9 here, but we have the 7 to 8, and I'm learning this new skill, and now I'm going to use it. So if you are to just go that direction, it's a really good direction to be going on. And actually I like doing that. I didn't think about doing that. Because you're going from the past, the first card to the last card in the deck, following through in the middle of the deck. The middle of the deck is also the 8 of Pentacles, so remember that too is about, it's going to be the center, it's going to be where the querent is now, and then you can read out from there, back and forward. So that's an important card when you're doing this 9-card spread, is what's in the center. This is where they're at now. So it'd be like if you're doing the Celtic Cross, that would be the base of the situation. That's mostly what that middle card would be. But I do like that diagonal look. I also like the flow of it. I think this is a really positive thing. And again, when we're reading, not everything is always hunky-dory. So this Knight is maybe shaking things up a little bit. Is it a bad thing? Probably not. It could be temporary disruption, but it's not, you know, anything crazy. It's just going to make the querent have to move away from something and then move on with more clarity involved. I feel like I really, yeah. So anyway, I really like this reading. It's really cool. I do like that diagonal going from the 7 of Coins, 8 of Coins, Fool. I go back and forth because my voice wants to say Pentacles, but it says Coins on the card. But I like that diagonal. And I think that if you can also focus on that, I think it's important to talk about that Knight a little bit. Like if you're with your querent and you have a card like that, that would be a card I'd want to talk about. I want to know maybe if there's something in the past that could come back. Is there something coming around? Do they know? Is there something that they know? I don't think so. I feel like it comes in so fast because the Knight is speed, that they might not know at the time of the reading what that is. They maybe do. Maybe, you know, maybe something's going to come in, like they know that someone's going to come live with them, or they know that they're going to be, you know, I don't know. I think if they know, they don't know how it's going to affect them, though. So this sword could be or this Knight of Swords could be something that's coming in that they're not quite sure how it's going to affect them. So there you have it. This is a 9-card reading with the World of Vision Tarot. So I hope you enjoyed that, and have a